Top of the day, beautiful people. Top of the day. Whew. Top of the day, beautiful people. Top of the day, Betwabu. It is Sunday, March the 8th, 2020. We are on day 91. We are in 2 Samuel 7, 8, and 9. Just go ahead and tell the truth this morning. I didn't want to turn loose the bed. Woke up in the middle of the night, get up, go to the bathroom. I'm like, yes, I got an hour left. Lay there, couldn't fall back to sleep. And I was like, I'm going to go ahead and meditate and pray while I lay here. Normally I fall back to sleep if I lay in the bed and do that. So about 5 minutes in, my clock on my phone starts going off. I'm like, what in the world? So I look over at the actual alarm clock on my nightstand. It was like 5:43. But the alarm on my phone is going off. And I'm like, and immediately I got ticked with the kids. More so my 5-year-old Isaiah, because he's always playing with my alarm clock. And I didn't double check it before I went to bed. So my clock on my nightstand is saying like 5:43, but the my cell phone is saying 6:43, and I'm like, so I updated the time on my alarm clock on my nightstand, and I was like, I'm laying back down. I posted a message, going live at 7:30. I was like, I'm gonna give me a few more minutes, right? Then I realized daylight savings time. I'm like, holy crap! It is actually 7 o'clock. So, with that being said, I'm like, yeah, I don't want to get up this morning. I really don't. I just really want to sleep in. So, that's why we are at 7:30. Actually, I have been thankful for a couple of Sundays anyway, just to move the Sunday time to 7:30. So, technically, I'm only a few minutes late today. So, but yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. Because all during the week, Monday through Friday is 7 a.m.-ish to 7:15-ish, but I figured on Sundays we're going to just do 7:30, period, give myself a few more minutes to sleep, Most of the time I be up anyway, can't go back to sleep. So with that being said, y'all, we're going to go ahead and get started. 2 Samuel 7, 8, and 9. Quit running my mouth. Alicia, y'all. Okay. 7, 8, and 9. This is not that long today. Okay, 2 Samuel chapter 7. And it came to pass, when the king sat in his house, and Yahuwah had given him rest round about all his enemies, that the king said unto Nathan the prophet, See now, I dwell in the house of cedar, but the ark of Yahuwah dwelleth within curtains. And Nathan said to the king, Go, do all that is within thine heart, for Yahuwah is with thee. And it came to pass that night that the word of Yahuwah came unto Nathan, saying, Go and tell my servant David, Thus saith the Lord, Shalt thou build me a house to dwell in, whereas I have not dwelt in any house since the time that I brought up the children of Israel out of Egypt, even unto this day. But I have walked in the tent and in the tabernacle, Betwabu Elishiyah. In all the places wherein I have walked with all the children of Israel, spake I a word with any of the tribes of Israel, whom I have commanded to feed my people Israel, saying, Why build ye not me a house of cedar? Now therefore, so shalt thou say unto my servant David, Thus saith Yahuwah of hosts, I took thee from the sheepcote, from following the sheep, to be ruler over my people Israel. And I was with thee whithersoever thou wentest, and have cut off all thy enemies out of thy sight, and have made thee a great name, like unto the name of great men that are in the earth. Moreover, I will appoint a place for my people Israel, and I will plant them, that they may dwell in a place of their own, and move no more. Neither shall the children of wickedness afflict them any more, as before time, and as since the time that I commanded judges to be over my people Israel, and have caused thee to rest from all thy enemies. Also Yahuwah telleth thee that he will make thee a house. And when thy days be fulfilled, and thou shalt sleep with thy fathers, I will set up thy seed after thee, which shall proceed out of thy bowels, and I will establish his kingdom. He shall build a house for my name, and I will establish the throne of his kingdom forever. I will be his father, and he shall be my son. If he commit iniquity, I will chasten him with the rod of men, and with the stripes of the children of men. but my mercy shall not depart away from him, as I took it from Saul, whom I put away before thee. Thine house and thy kingdom shall be established forever before thee. Thy throne shall be established forever. According to all these words and according to all this vision, so did Nathan speak unto David. Then went King David in and sat before Yahuwah, and he said, Who am I, O Lord God, and what is my house that thou hast brought me hitherto? And this was yet a small thing in thy sight, O Lord God. But thou hast spoken also of thy servant's house for a great while to come. And is this the manner of man, O Lord God? And what can David say more unto thee? For thou, Lord God, knowest thy servant. For thy word's sake, and according to thine own heart, thou hast done all these great things to make thy servant know them. Wherefore thou art great, O Yahuwah, for there is none like thee, neither is there any God beside thee, according to all that we have heard with our ears. And what one nation in the earth is like thy people, even like Israel, whom Yahuwah went to redeem for a people to himself, and to make him a name, and to do for you great things and terrible for thy land, before thy people, which thou redeemest to thee from Egypt, and from nations and their gods. For thou hast confirmed to thyself thy people Israel to be a people unto thee forever. For thou, O Yahuwah, art become their God. And now, Yahuwah, the word that thou hast spoken concerning thy servant and concerning his house, establish it forever, and do as thou hast said. And let thy name be magnified forever, saying, The Lord of hosts is God over Israel. And let thy house of thy servant David be established before thee. For thou, O Yahuwah, the God of Israel, hast revealed to thy servant, saying, I will build thee a house. Therefore hath any servant found in his heart to pray this prayer unto thee. And now, O Yahuwah, thou art that God, and thy words be true, and thou hast promised this goodness unto thy servant. Now therefore let it please thee to bless the house of thy servant, that it may continue forever before thee. For thou, O Yahuwah, hast spoken it, and with thy blessing let the house of thy servant be blessed forever. 2 Samuel chapter 8. And after this it came to pass that David smote the Philistines and subdued them. And David took Metheglamah out of the hand of the Philistines, and he smote Moab, and measured them with a line, casting them down to the ground, even with the lines measured he put to death, and with one full line to keep alive. And so the Moabites became David's servants and bought gifts. David smote also Hadadezer, the son of Rehoboam, the king of Zobah, as he went to recover his border at the river Euphrates. And David took from him 1,000 chariots and 700 horsemen and 20,000 footmen. And David hold all the chariot horses, but reserved them for 100 chariots. And when the Syrians of Damascus came to succor Hadadezer, king of Zobah, David slew of the Syrians 22,000 men. And David put garrisons in Syria and Damascus, and the Syrians became servants unto David and bought gifts. And Yahuwah preserved David whithersoever he went. And David took shields of gold that were on the servants of Hadadezer, and brought them to Jerusalem, and from Betah and from Berotai, cities of Hadadezer the king. King David took exceeding much brass. When Toai, king of Hamath, heard that David had smitten all the host of Hadadezer, then Toai sent Joram his son unto King David to salute him and to bless him, because he had fought against Hadadezer and smitten him. For Hadadezer had wars with Toai, and Joram brought with him vessels of silver, and vessels of gold, and vessels of brass, which also King David did dedicate unto Yahuwah. With the silver and the gold he had dedicated all nations which he had subdued, of Syria and of Moab, and of the children of Ammon, and of the Philistines, and of Amalek, and of the spoil of Hadadezer, son of Rehob, king of Zobah. And David gat him a name when he returned from smiting the Syrians in the valley of Salt, being 18,000 men. And he put garrisons in Edom throughout all Edom, and they became David's servants. And Yahuwah preserved David whithersoever he went. And David reigned over all of Israel, and David executed judgment and justice unto all his people. And Joab, the son of Zeruiah, was over the host of Jehoshaphat, the son of Ahilud, was a recorder. And Zadok, the son of Ahitub, and Ahimelech, the son of Abithar, were the priests. And Sariah was the scribe. And Benaiah, the son of Jehoiada, was over both Cherethites and the Pelethites, and David's sons were chief rulers. Last chapter for today, 2 Samuel chapter 9. And David said, Is there yet any that is left of the house of Saul, that I may show him kindness for Jonathan's sake? And there was of the house of Saul a servant whose name was Ziba. And when he had called unto him, David the king said unto him, Art thou Ziba? And he said, Thy servant is he. And the king said, Is there not yet any of the house of Saul, that I may show kindness of Yahuwah unto him? And Ziba said unto the king, Jonathan hath yet a son, which is lame on his feet. And the king said unto him, Where is he? And Ziba said unto the king, Behold, he is in the house of Machir, the son of Ammiel, in Lodebar. Then King David sent and fetched him out of the house of Machir, the son of Ammiel, from Lodebar. Now when Mephibosheth, the son of Jonathan, the son of Saul, was come unto David, he fell on his face and did reverence. And David said, Mephibosheth, and he answered, Behold, thy servant. And David said unto him, Fear not, for I will surely show thee kindness for Jonathan thy father's sake, and I will restore thee all the land of Saul thy father, and thou shalt eat bread at my table continually. And he bowed himself and said, What is thy servant that thou shouldest look upon such a dead dog as I am? And the king called to Ziba, Saul's servant, and said unto him, I have given unto thy master's son all that pertaineth to Saul and all his house. Thou therefore and thy sons and thy servant shall till the land for him, and thou shalt bring in the fruits, that thy master's son may have food to eat. But Mephibosheth, thy master's son, shall eat bread always at my table. Now Ziba had 15 sons and 20 servants. Then said Ziba unto the king, According to all that my lord the king hath commanded his servant, so shall thy servant do. As for Mephibosheth, said the king, he shall eat at my table as one of the king's sons. And Mephibosheth had a young son whose name was Micah, and all that dwelt in the house of Ziba were servants unto Mephibosheth. So Mephibosheth dwelt in Jerusalem, for he did eat continually at the king's table, and was lame on both of his feet. And that, my beautiful people, was a quick read, and that is our reading for today. That was 2 Samuel 7, 8, and 9. It is Sunday, March the 8th, 2020, day 91. And just a quick update, y'all. I'm at my halfway mark, day 20 of 40, nothing but water, and I am still alive. Yes, I am still alive. Took me a long time to get started on it, but I got started. Now it's just, I ain't going to say downhill from here, but I'm just coasting from here till I get to day 40. So, with that being said, and I shared on the last video, oh, hey, Alicia, are you joining me today? Okay, girl, okay. Yep, so I shared in the video, Friday, some of the results that I was having. You know, one of the biggest things is weight loss, yay, but the main reason why I went on it is to regain optimal health and reset my body, you know. So I see some things going on, you know, things, you know, it's happening, you know. So I'm journaling what's happening and everything. So at the end of it, I think I'm gonna go over everything that's happened over this whole 40 days with a resetting of my body, and then I'm gonna begin to, the most important thing when I come off of it is the actual refeeding of my body properly, you know, putting nutrition back into it, not eating junk and everything, you know. It's almost like starting over almost, I ain't gonna say like a baby, because I got 40 years of stuff within this system here. So, but I'll share all that, but I'm going into like another 40 days right after I start this, so like fresh juices, vegetable juice, like green juices and stuff like that. So I'm going to slowly put the nutrition back into it, and then I'm going to transition into raw. So eating fresh fruits and veggies, like raw salads and stuff like that, and just making sure, you know, refeeding my body properly, giving it the nutrition and all that stuff. And then, you know, I was vegan anyway, but I'm like a solid vegan when I start. And that, I mean, now I say vegan, so it kind of throws some people off, but I'll just say plant-based, you know, which is pretty much the same thing. You know, there's no dairy, no meat, none of that stuff, you know. So, and all my sweets and everything will be made fresh with fresh fruits and veggies. There's so many recipes and everything that they have just for eating plant-based. It's amazing, and they taste amazing, you know. So with that being said, y'all, I'm excited. You know, some days my energy is a little bit low, but for the most part, I'm okay. I had a bit of energy except for today. I don't know, I think it was my thing. I just really wanted to sleep more. I really did. So I didn't really want to get up. I didn't, so, but for the most part, during the day. And when you're doing a water fast, not everybody can do a water fast because it requires that you rest. So if you like working a job where it's really strenuous, I don't recommend that you do a water fast unless maybe, I don't know, you just have to tailor it. But if you're going to do straight water, solid, nothing for 40 days but water, you should be resting, or you should be able to, if you have a job where you can take off for that long, it's really a time where you should be resting because your body is healing. You shouldn't be doing strenuous activities. You should not be working out because that could be dangerous, because your body produces different things which it's just dangerous. Don't do it. If you're going to do a 40-day water fast, you should be resting most of the time, or hang around the house, or go to some retreat where you can just take off for like 40 days. Most people can't do that, so you got to kind of work into your work schedule. Maybe if you can't do 40 days, start with 10, start with 7, whatever you can do. If you can't do water, do juices or fresh fruits, right? Do whatever you like, whatever suits you, however you can get your body reset. There's a lot of different ways to do a water fast, and it's not the only way. I just chose to do water fasting because I'm kind of set up to where I can relax most of this time. Although I do have some working at like 18 kids, I can still kind of control my day where I'm resting most of the day. All right, so with that being said, beautiful people, I love y'all, and I will see you bright and early tomorrow morning. Peace.